Hello Pisces, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and to leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Pisces, we're going to first start with looking at overall energy through oracle cards first. And then we'll dive deeper into your situation with tarot as we progress. So let's start here with looking at what you guys have been dealing with in your recent past. Recent past energy for Pisces. Angel numbers with limiting beliefs. And then unwavering faith. So this is definitely an energy of navigating the depth of the unknown in some sort of way. You know, experiencing limiting beliefs and insecurities and self-doubt, all of these things kind of rising to the surface due to some sort of situation that you have been dealing with or been going through. This angel numbers card, angel numbers 111, 222, 333, kind of the pattern in numbers that we tend to see when we are being very heavily guided. I feel like this card is both to keep an eye out for them, and also to bring a little bit of comfort to your situation, to know that you are being very guided through whatever it is that you are you're dealing with here. Because we have to face our limiting beliefs in real time to override them. Like, there's no way around that. That's how we break out of a limited reality, is we face the things that we believe hold us back the most, whether it's feelings of unworthiness or things not being capable, us not being capable, or things not being possible for us, or whatever the case is. And the way that we face those experiences tends to create our reality. But there's probably more to this story than that. So let's look at your current energy here, Pisces. Intuition. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to... I like when they, come out or turn all the way over. But this one, I tried to put it back in and it was like, I felt this just like, nope, this is the one. Okay, so you have intuition with power struggle. Then you have restlessness. Ooh, okay. This restlessness card says find a way to calm the waters of your mind. So there's almost like this power struggle going on between your fear and your intuition right now, your ego and your intuition. Now, your ego, its primary goal is survival, okay? It's not that your ego wants wants bad things for you, but your ego wants you to stay in situations and cycles and dynamics that it knows it can survive. So your ego is always going to draw you into what is familiar. Your intuition, on the other hand, is going to try to bring you closer to the things that you deserve and desire, but it requires you to break out of old cycles and old dynamics, which your ego hates because it doesn't know how to survive in new places and experiences. So it wants that control, and in the unknown, it doesn't have any control. So when we're creating a better life for ourselves, leaving behind things that aren't serving us or starting something new or whatever the case is, our ego hates it because our ego doesn't know or doesn't have any control in that experience. So right now, I feel like you're kind of at some sort of like a crossroad, like a fork in the road, you have a choice to make in some way. And it's like one choice would be kind of following the path of fear, following the path of what is familiar, and the other would be requiring you to relentlessly follow your intuition. And the path that requires you to follow your intuition and trust in your worthiness, your deservingness, your capabilities the most is like the path that you're meant to take. It's the one that allows you to experience new situations and experiences. Your ego is trying to keep you trapped in what is old, predictable, maybe even a sense of security and safety, even if it doesn't really align with what it is that you deserve. And this restlessness here is this need to really quiet the noise around you. Trying to get in tune with your inner voice requires you to really quiet your mind, because your intuition does not speak to you through your mind. Your intuition is more of a, it's more of a nudge, it's more of a guidance than it is a thought. Doesn't mean we can't have intuitive thoughts, but when we're trying to find our way to our intuition through our mind, we're doing the opposite of finding our intuition. We're listening more to our mind and our ego. So quieting that can help us try to find that guidance forward, because I feel like that's a lot of what this reading is right now. I feel like I'm speaking to someone who's really looking for guidance moving forward. What does Pisces need to know moving forward about their immediate future energy? Mentor, wishful thinking. You are learning how to manifest the life that you desire. And then mentor, you're about to meet a person of high integrity who will guide you in the right direction. Wake up call. Interesting. Okay. So I feel like there's some sort of outcome that you desire that you've almost written off as wishful thinking. The love that you deserve and desire, the success that you deserve and desire, whatever it might be. Feels like you've kind of written something off a little bit as wishful thinking, or like as something that is too good to be true, which is why I feel like you're so torn. Is because whatever it is that your intuition is trying to guide you toward is what it is that you truly deserve, what it is that you truly desire, what's really possible for you. But your fear doesn't think this is possible for whatever reason, right? Self-doubt, insecurity, just in general, like limiting beliefs that have been placed on you throughout your life and your experiences. And this almost feels like tapping into a inner mentor within you, like the version of you that knows without a shadow of a doubt that you are capable of success, that you are worthy, that you are deserving, that the things that you deserve and desire are meant for you, and following that voice. We have so many voices in our head for most of us, and a lot of those voices are limiting beliefs that have been placed on us by other people, and we take those on, and we believe that we're not capable of the things that we deserve and desire because society tells us we need to be one thing, or we believe we need to be here by a certain time. We write off our dreams for so many reasons, and it feels like maybe you've been doing that for a while, Pisces, and it's almost like waking up to understanding that first and foremost, not only is this path like very meant for you, but I also feel like it's very important to like your spiritual evolution and your journey and your path. So it's not just that it's possible for you, it's that like this is what you're here to follow, this is what you're meant to do, this is where you're here to go. But your ego and your fear is saying no. So it's almost like what this future energy is all about is, the things that you desire can continue to be wishful thinking, or you can embody them. You can embody them knowing that you are supported and guided, and almost like trusting yourself a little bit more. Now, in addition with this mentor energy, I almost feel like this is also, someone maybe coming into your life to help you along this path too. Like you're not, you won't be alone. I feel like this is very much about finding your, like feeling your way through the darkness, but not doing it 100% on your own in some way. All right. Overall theme of this reading for Pisces. So I don't know what this is talking about. Don't let your past hold you back. A win-win outcome is forecast. See, so many people have a tendency to look at what they've experienced in their life to this point. And this is natural. This is normal. This is a very human thing to do. But looking at your past as the limit to what's possible for you. So you say, well, I've never experienced the love that I deserve and desire, therefore it must not be possible. I've only ever experienced failed relationships, or I've only ever had relationships with emotionally unavailable people, or I've only ever struggled financially, or I've only ever experienced burnout as transaction for compensation that I deserve, or whatever. And when we do that, we repeat our past because we say, what I've experienced is all that's possible. So we've put ourselves in the same situations, the same dynamics, the same relationships, the same cycles, because we, on some level, don't believe we can have more. Now, in those experiences, we fight heavily for more, right? We do what we can to improve our life, but things don't actually improve because we're trying to find better experiences in the exact same experiences that we're used to. And we can't have both. So choosing to create a better life for yourself requires you to step out of your comfort zone of doing the same things, of being in the same relationships, of staying in the same places, of repeating the same patterns and same experiences to step out into what's truly possible. And I feel like that's a lot of what this is really about for you, kind of leaving behind things that, patterns and habits and cycles and people that have held you back from the things that you ultimately do deserve and desire. So let's dive into this more, Pisces. Let's look at this recent past. You have limiting beliefs with angel numbers. So what has Pisces been dealing with? Hitting some sort of a dead end when it comes to an experience. So it feels like you had hope that something was going to work out a certain way, and it didn't. It didn't work out that way. And you hit some sort of a dead end, I'm saying, with the Chariot in reverse. And a lot of grief, a lot of disappointment, and on top of that, a lot of anxiety about what your life is going to look like since things are going to be very different. So there's the unknown, right? You know, there was something that you had in mind, and that path, you maybe put a lot into it, and it just didn't evolve into what you expected to. And I know from experience, that can be pretty soul-crushing, especially when you pour yourself into it and you do everything that you can to try to make it work and make it happen in the way that you desire. But this to me feels like divine protection. It feels like there is more that is possible for you than what this experience was capable of providing you. So it feels like Spirit wasn't trying to take you away from your desires or remove you from the things that you deserve. It feels like Spirit is trying to open you up to paths that are actually going to be able to take you to where you deserve to go. And it feels like it's almost like this path wasn't possible of being what it is that you ultimately deserve and desire. So it makes a lot of sense that there's a lot of anxiety about this, because this is a huge shift, right? When we pour ourselves into a path and that path ends up feeling like it's closing, a lot of times it can feel like it's the end of the road. But it doesn't feel like this is the end of the road. It feels like this path was a necessary step in the direction of where you're trying to go. And now where you're at, you're kind of at this crossroads where I feel like you're, struggling to believe that the things that you desire are possible because of maybe failures that you've had. But failures are never destinations. They're merely indications that we're still in the middle of a journey. So I feel like this is about continuing or trying to kind of pick yourself back up. And I know how hard this can be, but like picking yourself back up from what didn't work and allowing yourself to redirect towards something that can. Current energy for Pisces. But yeah, there's this power struggle. Two of Wands. Okay. I kind of get what that's saying. The Sun. Alignment with more happiness, more fulfillment. And that's the thing. It's like you're more in alignment now with the things that you desire than you were when you were on this path. But to you, I feel like you don't see how that's possible. And we do this too. We have this tendency, the King of Wands in reverse, we have this tendency to close ourselves off to other possibilities when we see only one way to the things that we desire. We put these blinders on and we say, it has to go this way and it has to play out this way. And if it doesn't happen this way, then it means that enter worst case scenario. I'm going to be alone forever. I'm going to have to settle and nothing will ever be as good as it could be if it didn't work out this way. And I'm never going to be successful and I'm never going to have the things that I deserve and desire. And we do this because, again, our ego needs and craves control. So if our ego can't see the path forward, if our ego doesn't understand how things are possible, it's going to immediately insert your fear and it's going to say this fear is a truth. So since this didn't happen and we have no control in this situation, that must mean that worst case scenario, is going to happen. You're never going to be happy. You're never going to have the relationship that you deserve and desire. But your soul is saying something entirely different. Your soul and your intuition are trying to nudge you in this different direction, not to take you off of the path towards what you desire, but to put you on it. And I think that that's what's so interesting about this reading and why I'm kind of gathering this power struggle card as this war between your ego and your intuition, between your fear and your faith, between control and surrender. Because as of right now, it feels like you're holding yourself back from showing up for the things that you deserve, because it's almost like since some things didn't work out the way that you expected, you've written them off as impossible. You've said, this was the only way, that didn't happen, therefore there's no point. And I've been there. Okay, I've super been there. So I understand it. But the best thing that we can do for ourselves is keep believing that the things that we desire are ahead of us. Because what is meant for you will never pass you. And you always, always, always have the opportunity to create better for yourself. There might be love lost, but that doesn't mean you've lost the opportunity of experiencing love. There might be money lost or success that was missed out on. That doesn't mean you've lost that opportunity for what it is you could have had in the past or for what it is that you were desiring in the past. And I think that that's why you have don't let your past hold you back. So I feel like right now is this, you're deep in the unknown and you maybe don't know how it's possible. And that, I understand how hard that can be. But don't write off the things that you want as impossible just because things haven't worked out the way that you expected. Because I think truly, based on this reading, that things are working out better than you even think that they are. It's just that your ego can't grasp it because it can't see it. It doesn't have the knowledge and the understanding of what's going on behind the scenes, but your soul does, which is why there's that need to surrender to the unknown, to surrender to the process, and to trust where this is all taking you, which, take it from a control freak, is not as easy as it sounds, so I get that for sure. What does Pisces need to know moving forward? Mentor with wishful thinking. Excitement. There's a lot of excitement in this energy. And I kind of felt that when I pulled these cards. And it was interesting because I felt excitement, but then I had this wishful thinking card. And I was like, it's almost like, it's like the things that you've written off as impossible starting to become possible. But not in the way that you think, not in the way you expect. In a different way than expected. Yeah, because there's the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. This is talking about receiving. This is new opportunities. Not in the way that you would expect, which is why I feel like there's a need to surrender to your intuition, to stop trying to control things right now and to start letting things unfold. It doesn't mean you stop showing up. It doesn't mean you stop trying. It means you let go of what isn't working. And understand that every single dead end is not a dead end on the path. It's a redirection to a better path, a more aligned path. One of my favorite affirmations has become, it is this or something better. Either things are going to work out like we want them to, or something better is going to come along. Something better is going to find us. We're going to find our way to something better. And I think that that's where so much of your fear is stemming from the belief that it can't get as good as you thought that it was going to be. And again, I get that. I really do. But some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. Some of the best things that happen to us are things not working out the way that we thought we wanted, so that we can have something better. And I feel like that's one of the biggest messages coming through in this reading for you, Pisces. So I'm going to hop, because you have a win-win outcome as forecast, but you also have don't let your past hold you back. I'm going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to dive deeper into this, look at what you need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. So dive deeper into the messages, and then I've got an advice card to pull for you at the very end. Thank you so much, Pisces, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. Okay, bye, Pisces.